pushing it today. Tail clear. Tail clear your side.
Okay.
Get out of here. Clear left, clear right. Want to just use Alpha 2, take off?
Sure.
Alright. Better traffic, Helicopter 40 is going to be taking off Alpha taxiway parallel 16. We got 25 Tango in sight. Ben. One left out, top green, 3 green. Car beats. Alright, and here we go.
You didn't check over your shoulder though, make sure nothing was landing and doing a go around.
Okay.
I checked for you, but don't forget that. If the plane goes around and turns right.
Traffic, helicopter 7425 Tango is right down runway 16, departing to the north. Bend.
What kind of clouds do you think they are?
Cirrus?
Yeah, I think so.
You sure full car beat right now? Right on the borderline of yellow.
Okay, so identifying car beat. You don't have to move full car beat, just enough to keep it out of the yellow unless you're below 18 inches.
Right, but it's right on the yellow. So.
There you go.
Right clear. So you want to do a running landing first?
Up to you. Do you want to do a normal one to warm up, or do you want to go straight into a running landing?
Let's go straight in.
Okay. So 1,000-foot markers will be your aiming point, and you were pulling 22 inches, did you say?
22.7.
And what was your hover? It was about 21?
It was right on 22.
22? Okay. Let's give you 19 inches field limit today on the running landing for now.
Bender traffic, Helicopter 40 kilos on right down 1 for 16,
Bend traffic, helicopter 7425 Tango, about 1.5 miles to the northwest, northwestbound at 4,700 feet. Bend.
I didn't see any smoke behind them.
Nope.
Alright, we got both taxiways, runway, and windsock favor for 16.
Good.
More or less that time. Final looks clear. Top green. You ensure full car beat.
Identifying full car beat.
Bender traffic, Helicopter 40 kilos on final for 16, slight delay on the runway and bend. Okay, 1 red.
Good turn.
Bend traffic, helicopter 7425 Tango, about 4 miles to northwest, northwestbound at 5,200 feet. Bend.
More lines out top green.
Do you have a crosswind at all?
A little bit, yeah.
Yeah, and I'm going to eyeball that just before you come across the threshold.
Okay.
Okay, now more collective. You're on 19 now. Actually, a little bit over. Look down the runway. Like it. Alright, well done.
Alright.
Within your spot. I would say you just kind of came to a little bit of like this and then went down.
Yeah.
But that worked.
Yeah.
As long as you make your spot, you don't overpull.
7683 Hotel, picking up, leading at Shelly Pad, taxi to Alpha 2, Ben.
Because if you do that a little bit too high, you may end up kind of falling out at the bottom.
Okay.
The other thing is if you do it too low, you may hit your tail. So just be aware of that.
Okay. We want to do another one on here?
Let's go in straight in. Let's do a straight in.
Okay. Center traffic, helicopter 40 kilos, taking off runway 16, right close traffic, then.
Yeah, we'll do a straight in order. You feel good about slopes?
Yeah.
You want to do a slope today, or you feel that's fine?
Sure.
Okay. All right.
Right, clear.
Left and right, remember, look both ways.
Okay. More left out, south green. Green, green. Better traffic, helicopter 40 kilos on right down one for 16, Ben. A little biplane.
Like a World War trainer.
Yeah.
So 1,000-foot markers for your spot for your straight in order with a power recovery.
Okay. Wind socks in our favor, both taxiways. One on south green, straight.
We'll save the slope for after the off airport because you may get a slip on the off airport.
Okay.
Okay, say I'm a difficult examiner. I'm not going to do carbing for you.
Okay.
3 Hotel, taking runway 16 at Alpha 2.
Deliberately climbed about 4,200 for this auto.
Okay, good job on informing and what you're doing.
One on that top screen, 3.
Let's try 41. Let's try and stay at 41. See how that goes.
Got it. Center traffic, helicopter 40 kilos, turning right base for 16, Ben. Identifying car beat, pulling car beat. Center traffic, helicopter 40 kilos on a high, final for 16, you landed in and out, Ben.
Traffic, helicopter 83 Hotel, taking off runway 16 for south departure, Ben.
What?
More left out, top green, green, green. We practice auto rotation. In 3, 2, 1, lower collective, right settle. Yes. We might go a little far.
Yeah, maybe try and put a little bit. Yeah, airspeed's low. Put a little bit of an S turn in. Keep the airspeed alive.
Oh yeah.
Keep the airspeed alive. Okay, my controls.
Your controls.
Sorry, man. That was just a little bit low on the airspeed there. climb on out. But you got to play around with an S-turn. Your controls?
That was my go around, by the way.
Yeah, your controls. So as soon as you enter, you establish, you got the RPMs under control and the airspeed. Check what the trends are, just not what it is. If it's 55 and moving down, you've got to get some movement in and hold it there. Continue to look around and then come back and see if it's fixing it.
Okay.
And you also, almost immediately, you'll see, uh-oh, is that spot moving underneath me? I really need to start putting some S-turns in.
Okay, traffic helicopter A3 Hotel is 1 mile south of the field, departing south from 4,000 feet.
Now if it's moving up, and it looks like you're not going to make it, bring the RPMs down a little bit.
Okay.
Because what does lowering RPMs mean?
Lowering RPMs means you're gonna
Climb up. Lowering RPM means
you're gonna descend not as fast.
because you've got more pitch in the blades.
Right. Yeah. Alright,
I
I'll
think
get this one.
I'll let you do your checks and we'll talk on the upwind.
More line side,
downwind.
green. Better traffic, helicopter 40 kilos on right downwind for 16.
Guy either with no radio or doesn't care. Don't know if it's crazy blue. No. No, I don't think so.
Just take off midfield, why don't you? Not see anything.
So watch where he goes. The other thing is, you had to do a kind of a big collective catch for the RPMs, which you immediately...
Like departing Norway 3
Hang on.
to the north, pilot
You did a big collective catch, because you did not enough, so you did more, which you knew was enough to stop the RPMs and you had to come back down. But in doing that, I think that was bringing your nose up and bleeding off your airspeed while you were trying to...
Just warm us, that's all it was. More like this. There's my Kirby. Come on, Kirby. I'll get this one.
Remember, eyes on the horizon, you enter, that will help, then come in, RPM, airspeed, outside, is my spot moving, S-turns if you need to, or lower the collective, raise the collective if you need to. Bring those RPMs down. Come back down to 4-1, this is going to be more likely time of altitude you're going to be at where you might have to do a straight in.
Helicopter 40 kilos on high, final for 16, stability now, Ben. Oh, that's great there. Alright, this will be a practice auto rotation, and 3, 2, 1, lower collective, right pedal, hit.
That was much better attitude. That was much better. Everything. You had the right amount of corrective, correction on the collective. How's it looking?
Good. A little bit. No.
Look at that RPM surge.
Be down
100 foot, continue. Keep it in the flare. No. Just keep it in the flare. We don't want to be on the go straight away. Hold the flare. There you go, now level. You were nosing over while we're still at some ground speed.
Okay.
Otherwise, that was pretty good. Your spot was good. RPM control was good. Let's do a 180 then.
Okay.
There's a big flock of birds moving from right to left. Don't know how far along the departure end. Do you see them? About 1 o'clock, low.
Yeah, I got them. Request permission to engage. Better traffic, helicopter 40 kilos, taking off 16 for right close traffic, Ben. Felt like I was losing energy right at the end.
Yeah, you can just tighten up the flare a little bit more, get a little bit more out of it.
Well, I mean before that, that's why I flared when I flared. Because I felt like, alright, RPMs are going to want to decay a little bit, but I have a high descent rate.
Good judgment on the entry. And really good entry. Your attitude was good. Your collective was just enough.
More or less that's
When you do this extended upwind, just say I'm extending my upwind to get the altitude for the 180.
okay.
I mean, you should know that, but
Yeah. Left, center, right.
most people tend to overshoot their spot in the 180.
Because you have that glide right there.
Yeah, I don't know what the reason is. Maybe they have too much, they let the nose drop too much in the turn, they roll out with a lot of airspeed and they have to bleed it off carefully so they end up further down. So, don't let the nose drop. And maybe add 1 second to when you think you should enter.
Okay. Center traffic, Helicopter 40 kilos on a high, right down 141.6 then. Identifying carb B. Or more like that, top of the green. Green.
Coming up, another couple of 100 feet.
Center traffic, Helicopter 42 kilos on high, right down 141.6, direct to final, simulated then. Well, that's
Traffic, Helicopter 83 Hotel is 10 miles south of the field, operating 5,500 below bend.
We get simulated engine failure. 3, 2, 1. Oh, that's right. Okay.
Watch the building, the turn. Your eyes moving. Watch your nose drop. Watch your nose drop. Okay, 200 foot, continue. Too much, there you go.
You can overshoot like fuck.
Okay, 100 foot, continue. Flare. Now keep coming back with the... What was that at the end there?
Opening torque.
So remember, the flare doesn't stop when you roll on. Okay? You roll on because you're not going to get any more and the RPMs are coming down into the green. You roll on, meet the needles, but hold the flare until you get down to about 8 feet, you think, or less, you think the tail's going to strike, then you level over.
Okay.
That wasn't too bad though. You made your spot pretty close. I mean, that would pass.
Really?
Yeah, you were within 200 feet of your spot.
Yeah, but what about the entire thing?
I didn't have to come on the controls. It wasn't perfect, but
I
know,
want ATP standards now.
yeah, keep working at it. We're going to keep working at it for all of your flying for the next 150 hours. You've been working on that at least, and some.
All right, let's take a break, do something else, and then do a couple more at the end.
Let's go south. Let's go and do our off airport.
Center traffic, Helicopter 40 kilos, upwind of 16, departing to the south bend.
Well, keep an eye out for A3 Hotel.
Okay.
How many gallons do you think we've got?
How many gallons? Oh, man, probably about 15.
So I'd say it's probably about 6 gallons in the auxiliary. In the main, there's probably somewhere around 12 and 6. That's the usual ratio, roughly, right?
Okay.
18 gallons. We started with 22. We burnt 4 gallons. We've been running for, that's probably about right. Maybe we burnt about 4 or 5 gallons. So how much is that in weight?
About 4 gallons?
Yeah.
24 pounds.
24 pounds. Do you remember how far that moved us up the our ground effect hover seating chart?
That'd probably put us right at about 6,000, and then we minus 2 for minus 5, 3,500. Really not much.
Okay, so that's why we're going to do that ground effect if we need to. So either that bold one over there or that bold one over there. Your choice.
Can we do the one I'm heading towards?
The one that's got the edge cut off it?
Yeah, that's the one we did last time.
No, we went to the one on the left. That was kind of bold, but this one here is really close to houses, and it's not actually not very good for. I don't think there's very good options on top of it.
Okay.
Okay, on the way out there, we'll do some lower. We'll do some RPM control by manual RPM. So I'm going to simulate the governor playing up. So I'm just going to start twitching the RPMs a little bit.
Uh-oh. Identifying governor.
Okay.
Roll down on the green. Hold on. Okay, governor is off.
Yep. And then we'll do some low RPM recognition recovery. So I'm going to start rolling the throttle down slightly.
Okay.
You have all controls. As soon as you hear the RPM horn warning system, recover. Good. Okay, let's do this again. This time I want a little bit of aft cyclic, okay?
Okay.
Okay, so I'm going to roll down again. And as you push forward, the RPMs decay a little bit, so you have to roll on a little bit more. Alright, good job. I'm going to put you on the, I'll put your governor back on.
Okay.
Governor's back on.
Better traffic, Helicopter 40 kilos, about 4 miles to the south, to south at 4,500 bend. C3 hotel at all?
No.
Well, what did they say they were doing out here?
Same as us. They're looking for a butte to do a pinnacle on, or a ridge line.
Oh, that's green. Green.
Where do you think the wind's coming from?
Probably from the south, but really not a whole lot.
In traffic, Cirrus Golf Charlie India Tango is 10 to the south, actually 10 to the southeast. We'll be entering left downwind for 16.
Better traffic, Helicopter 40 kilos, about 6 miles to the south at 4,500. I'll bring it south bend.
Stimulate engine failure. Off cyclic a little bit. That's the build. Alright, and roll on recover. There, you see you got your spot. Hang on, there you go. You got it. So, what was the problem with that recovery there?
A little too much half cyclic?
Well, the problem was that on the recovery you were rolling up, but the rotor RPM, let's really climb up aggressively here. The rotor RPM, come all the way up to your 22, put it in trim. The rotor RPM had started going up as you were rolling on, so potentially both were going to overspeed if we didn't do anything. So that's why you hold the RPM, engine RPM back with the throttle up collected to bring the rotor RPM down. You must be rolling down slightly, otherwise the correlator will just keep bringing the RPMs up on the engine.
Okay. That was really unexpected. I mean, I really didn't think we'd do that just because we were pretty low, but alright.
I knew they had that nice road right in front of us that had no wires, which is exactly what you turned towards, so that's good.
Right. We should do another one of those on the way back or something.
We will, probably. Maybe. Expect the unexpected. Alright, is that bird or a helicopter circling over there? Oh, it's a bird.
Oh, yeah. So, wind's coming from the south. Okay.
So talk me through, I'm just going to observe, you're going to do an off-airport perhaps on this
So we're gonna
ridge here.
do a reconnaissance around it, right at about the height of it. Or actually, no, not the height. We're gonna do a little bit above it first, and then go to the height of it, and then do an out-of-ground hover check.
So what's our initial reconnaissance called, and what height would you normally be?
High reconnaissance, 500 feet.
500 feet, yeah. Okay, well that's completely balls that up. There's people there, so.
Why can't we land there? On top. Nobody on top.
Because they're probably firing guns.
Oh.
And we don't want to be over there too.
Charlie India Tango on a 3 mile, right 45 left.
Yeah, that's too
downwind.
close to be, even if they weren't firing guns, that'd be too close to be wanting to land there.
Alright, let's go to that one over there.
Okay.
Good, you have like a loud speakerphone. We can be like, this is the police.
How you doing? Have a nice day.
Is that out of the yellow on the carb heat?
It's close to, the carb goes up to 5 degrees on the yellow. So that's probably about 8 degrees. So you might want to just punch it up just a couple of degrees. Just give yourself a little bit of a border.
Better traffic, Helicopter 42 kilos, about 9 miles south, operating at the south at 5,000 and below, Ben. Wonder where they went.
Sure, Aaron's got some favourites. He may have gone a little bit further.
Charlie India Tango left downwind 16 bend.
Yep.
No. This would be my best bet for him to be here if he wasn't at that one.
Or what one says half screen dude. Yeah, there's no way we're gonna do an out of ground effect hover.
Yeah, we'll go through the procedure anyway. You'll probably, in the summer, you're going to get most likely an off-airport in a confined area out east of Bend. But you need to know how to do this.
Right.
Part of your requirements for your training and potentially for your check ride.
India Tango left base 16 bend.
I'm guessing that spot's at right at 5,000 feet.
You're going to guess that's at 5,000 feet?
4,900 to 5,000, yeah.
Okay, so how high are you above it right now?
I'm about 400 above it.
Okay. So what are you looking for?
I'm looking for people, I'm looking for a landing area, I'm looking for any dangers that could cause a good suitable landing area with not too much of a slope, fine, anything else that might cause danger. And, you know, it looks like
India Tango turning final 16 bend.
there's a spot there, I see. Why don't we descend a little bit once I get on the other side and we'll do a low resonance.
Reconnaissance. Resonance is the vibrations that work together to create problems, essentially. So, if you're going lower, what do you have to watch out for?
I have to watch out for that wind. So with this side, the wind's going to be coming up here. And on that side, we want to go a little farther away from it just because I'm going to be right on the side of the turbulence.
Or avoid it completely. There's nothing that says you have to circle around the backside of a butte. You've done your recon at high. Don't put yourself in this position, okay?
Okay.
So once you come in for the low recon, say I'm going to stay on the upwind side for my reconnaissance, my lower reconnaissance.
Okay.
Don't have a bad habit just because it's lower wind speeds.
Okay. Alright, now why don't we do a wind check? I want to do turn here left.
Okay.
And then I'll come over it like an air taxi. And we'll see what the wind's doing.
Okay, where's your ground track going to be that you're going to use? You want a consistent ground track back and forth that you're going to try and follow?
It'll probably be that road. Have to split it in half. There's a trail right there.
And also remember, turn into the wind if you have an option. If everything else is the same, turn into the wind for your check, for your 180 to come back.
Okay, alright.
This to me feels like we're coming over the lee side again. The wind's going to be coming up, over. We identified the wind was coming from the south, you're approaching it from the north. This would be the downdraft area and the turbulence.
Oh, that's right, I got it backwards.
Operating 5,500 below and we are inbound.
See that trail that runs up the side?
Yeah.
Why don't you use that as your ground track?
Okay.
And that way it'll keep you either on the demarcation line or on the upwind side. What's the demarcation line?
Demarcation line is where the wind's coming from? the turbulent side, right?
Demarcation line is the line between the upwind and the downwind side.
Traffic way shift control 490 Foxtrot is inbound from the northwest 5 miles. Be entering left-hand traffic midfield for 1610. Secondary traffic helicopter 316 Charlie Fox 4 to the northeast at 4,000 inbound.
See the airplane, the Stearman? So pick a line that you can identify both up and down. That's what we're going to climb over. We're going to go over. We're going to put it in trim and just sit it over that line, whatever it might be. So we're going to be a bit more in trim.
Pit traffic helicopter 219 Sierra Tango 7 to the northeast 4,000. Headed southeast bound.
Yeah, it does feel like it's coming from the south.
Okay, try and get it back to that 40, 45.
And Bendary traffic way shift control 4.
You said 49. So it's a little bit higher than that, a little bit lower than that rather.
3 miles will be 45 to midfield and left-hand traffic 1610.
So bring your airspeed in on the chain and on the turn.
Traffic helicopter 316 Charlie Fox is 2 to the northeast now, 4,000 range direct to the helipad.
So the Stearman.
Yep. What are they doing?
Oh,
Going right towards us.
yeah, maybe. Or he's going away from us. It's hard to tell. I think he might be going away from us. It's hard to tell though.
Alright, now let's do it on this side.
So how slow did you get on that?
About 49.
Yeah, try and really lock it in.
We shift control inbound.
Now you're going to have to hold it at 49 on this pass too, because you've got to compare like for like, right?
About a mile out northwest. We'll maintain 4,100 and we'll be left crosswind.
We've got to try and hold that ground track that we had as well.
6 Charlie Fox, the Avian side will be heading direct to the ramp from our current position to the northwest of the airport.
Still see that, Stearman?
Yeah.
Pressure north again.
Yeah, I still feel it from the south.
But does this feel faster or slower?
About the same.
About the same, okay, so we'll call it a dead on from the south.
Yeah, it's definitely from the south.
Did you get any, did you get an eyeball on your possible landing spot?
Yeah, a little bit.
Okay. That's another thing about it, if you go a little bit slower, you get more time to review your options.
Right. Alright, so you want to do an out-of-ground effect hover check?
Sure, let's do that. So actually, if you're gonna, what would you say your spot height was at?
Spot height, that would be now 4,800, I guess.
4,800, alright. So where do you want to be for your out-of-ground effect?
I want to be on the upwind side.
Yeah.
And I want to turn into it, right?
And how high do you want to be?
About 5,400.
Good.
Secondary traffic way shift control 490 Foxtrot is midfield left crosswind 1610.
As much as possible, I would try and do it right over your spot. Right now, it's very clear that the winds are all going to be the same, but if you're in kind of anywhere where there's any valley or channeling effect,
Professional air.
you want to check the conditions as close as possible to your actual spot.
Okay.
Don't forget to call out your clears as you turn.
Okay. Alright, 5,400. So come at it, heading with the heading to the north, or heading to the west, and
Professional air 949 Lima. Secondary traffic way shift control 490 Foxtrot left downwind from midfield 16. Low passes, bend. Aircraft calling professional air, go ahead. Rotor 949 Lima, 15 minutes out. We're dropping off 2 passengers. They have someone picking them up. Should be there for the night. We'll arrange our personal transportation and hotels once we land. And that's it.
Yeah, I've got a rental car for them. I've got it pulled around ramp side, so we'll see you soon.
Okay, sounds good. See you soon. 949.
Area's clear.
Bad traffic, ultralight is the pattern. 54 Romeo, holding short of 16. Can we get off before you're going to get down to? Yeah, we are a light sport aircraft. Weight shift control. We will extend our downwind for your departure. Thanks so much. Ben traffic, Bonanza Pfizer. I'm going to take an active runway 16. Straight out departure, climbing southbound 1,500. Ben traffic.
Well, it's south green, 3 degree. Harvey's good. Gary.
Bend area traffic, way shift control 490 Foxtrot, left base, 16, bend.
0.
Airspeed's still there. So if you're going to do this, start at the front, because otherwise it's going to blow you onto the downwind side. It's a bad place to try and recover. Does that make sense?
Yeah. Okay, we're starting.
So push forward, push forward. Yeah, so we're not able to do it, right?
Yeah.
So we'll just do an approach, we'll keep our airspeed up, and we'll do a go around once we get down there.
Okay.
I just want to see your approach path. So what I'm getting at is start that maneuver further forward, knowing that it will blow you back. And then when you do go forward, you still have low terrain.
Low pass, and left color stand traffic, 16, bend.
Better traffic, helicopter 40 kilos, about 10 miles to the south. I'll bring in 5,500 and below, bend.
Good traffic, Bonanza 50, Romeo's departing 16 heading due south. We'll climb to 11,500. We're looking for that helicopter.
Left, alright.
You can just tell them we'll be over Bessie Butte, we'll stay low.
40 is good, we'll be over Bessie Butte, we'll stay low, bend.
Good traffic, helicopter 83 Hotel is 6 miles
Okay, show me,
south, 4,500.
show me your approach to the spot.
Okay.
Good traffic, Bonanza 50, Romeo climbing through 4,100 due south off the departure end of the runway, heading south towards Klamath Falls. Looking for the helicopters, bend traffic.
Looking for all the helicopters in.
It's going to be a go around anyway, but
This is inbound R22, we'll take it down to 4,000 and we'll keep our eyes open.
This is the tailwind, you don't want to do this.
but that side's the leeward side with the wind, or with the turbulence.
So what's your other options? You don't want to approach with the tailwind like that.
Okay. I can do it on the demarcation line.
Yeah, come in on the demarcation line as you get low, turn into the wind.
4 miles off the departure end, 4,500 climbing, heading due southbound, bend traffic.
Is that that Bonanza pilot that makes a call every 30
probably
seconds?
is.
The 49 Romeo?
Right where you're 12 o'clock low, no factor.
So try and point out your spot to me so I can know where you would be going for if this is the real deal.
It's going to be right in between those trees where that opening is.
To the left or right of those two trees?
To the right.
To the right of those two trees, okay. So if you split this thing in half, if the wind was coming directly that way, that's the demarcation line.
Okay.
Okay?
Whoa, you see that?
No.
That airplane.
Oh, yeah, that's fun. So you're saying right here ahead of us, 12 o'clock?
Yeah. 83 Hotel, 3 miles to the south, 4,200 feet.
Okay, and where would your out be if you saw something coming running in towards you?
To my left. Okay, going around.
The Dallas Unicom, TPM 700.
What's your trim strings? Okay, I'm going to just do one quick approach with you, okay? My controls?
Your controls.
I got them, thank you. Let me just show you something I probably would have done. I think you did pretty good, but don't approach with a tailwind, okay?
Yeah, okay.
That's going to put you in all sorts of trouble at low airspeed with no options, because remember your out is going to be 180 degrees behind you. We talked about the whole 90-degree thing. All right, let's come on around. Lights out, top of the green, 3 in the green, and fuel is good.
Shift control 490 Foxtrot, left downwind, midfield 16, touch and go, bend.
So as much as possible, I'd probably want to go for something to the left. Okay, so I'd approach it on the demarcation line. As I get close to the ground, I would turn into the wind with a cyclic turn. I don't want to be doing a pedal turn until I'm actually, settled down in ground effect. I'm also then got a better options for my go around of just be straight ahead or turn off to the left. Double check that we've got no obstruction. So I'm looking at something kind of more towards the front here.
Dead traffic Grumman 28838, we're 10 miles to the northeast.
So I'd look to put maybe the tail in this open area dead ahead here.
Okay.
So I do a power check early, still walking it in. I think we could probably put this down. Starting to come into ground effect. Okay, my tail is going to go right underneath me because I know that's clear. 20 inches, still moving forward.
Turning left, base 16, low pass, bend.
I know this has got a low tail on this one, so be very careful with that. Left skid's coming down first. Double check we're solid.
Okay.
A little bit of wiggle. Lower collective a little bit. You want me to get a photo of you?
Yeah, definitely.
Okay, your controls.
Controls here. Go on.
And roll down once you're set. Okay.
Roll it down.
Short final 16, low fast.
You got the controls?
Yeah, I got controls.
Okay. Headset's coming off.
It's going to be that way.
Yeah, that's where the wind's coming from. Have a quick look around, see if there's any difference in the way the wind's blowing the...
Okay.
I don't think so.
Well, I see the wind actually from the south coming, hitting the wing.
Yeah, you can see it outside of our effect, our rotor effect kind of being just blown up there. So, I think by the time we get just on that crest, we'll start getting ETL, we'll get the vibrations of the performance.
Right.
Tail's clear behind us, the skid's clear, not stuck on anything, there's no rocks on my side.
Yeah, we're good here.
So, when you're ready, take us off and dive us out. Remember, no abrupt pushover.
Finding out traffic for 1610.
Yeah, bird right there. More like that, south green, 3 in the green, feels good, car beats were good. Alright, here we go.
So when the wind may push us back slightly, we've got a low tail anyway, we'll just watch out for that. We'll watch out for this bird as well.
What is he doing?
He's catching the updraft.
Alright, here we go.
Thinks he's a paraglider. Oh, he's having fun. Or if we get caught on anything, just lower the collective. Don't try and pull it out. Yank it out. Nice, do a quick check before we go.
94's left downwind runway.
Birds on your right side. Okay, just start pushing forward, get that airspeed. Keep going, keep going, keep going.
Left downwind, midfield,
There we go, we can trade altitude for airspeed, get our performance, start climbing out. Make sure we do a circle to check our, make sure we have to start at 5.
Okay.
I'm climbing up at 55.
There we go, that felt better.
Alright, nothing smoldering there. Let's head back to the airport and work on some other stuff.
Got it.
So as much as possible, try and land on the front end of a Pinnacle if you can.
Okay.
Then you're able to come over the demarcation line, turn in towards the wind, step it forward with an out down.
Okay.
It all depends on the terrain. I mean, that just works well for that one.
traffic at Ben's air position.
Air traffic, Helicopter 40 feels about 10 miles to the south, inbound at 5,500 at below bend.
Getting ready to turn final, will be number 2.
Oops.
Traffic Helicopter 83 Hotel, taking off 16 for right close traffic, Ben. Ben, traffic, Grumman 838, entering left downwind on the 45. 16, Ben, number 3. Ben, area traffic, German 4925 November, 5 miles south, beginning left traffic, 16 at Ben.
Thurman's ahead of us. I do have some traffic about 12 o'clock, about thumb's width above the horizon. Do you see them? Just to the right of
94, 2 mile final, runway 16.
Right on down.
he's kind of over the airport, directly over the airport, about a thumb width above the horizon there. So you follow the power line. It looks like he's moving east actually. You might be overflying the field to come round and in.
Traffic, helicopter 83 Hotel, right downwind, 16 bend.
Morning lights out, South Green Street.
Bend area traffic, VHF control, 490 Foxtrot, turning left base, number 2, behind West Coast on final bend.
Busy bend.
Bend traffic, Grumman 838, now turning left base, 16, bend number 3.
Bend area traffic, VHF control, 490 Foxtrot, 1 mile, final, number 2, 16 bend.
I think all the traffic from the south is back in, I think. Simulate engine failure. Catch that build.
Bend traffic, Grumman 838.
Where are you going to go?
Turning
Go that way.
16,
Can't turn around, there's trees.
3 up.
Where's your wind from?
Okay, taking that road.
And recover.
Bend traffic, helicopter 83 Hotel is in a extended right downwind. We'll be turning right base number.
Alright, see, I don't like that, because that road there, I have nothing but trees down there, so I know you know I won't have much wind. I'll at least have an area to put down.
West Coast 94, clearing west.
Okay, just have in mind where, you know, sometimes you have to make a compromise. You won't always get all the way back into the wind necessarily.
What did you, because I mean, there's really no room back there.
I would have probably ended the auto, seen the road with my right shoulder, turned right into the wind, and then at least it's going to hold me up a little bit as I'm into the wind, see what options I've got. If I need to, I'll turn back again.
You don't really, that's just burning a whole bunch of altitude.
Right base.
Yeah, but
16.
that's true. You want to have a good control of the RPM to a flare somewhere. That's the most important thing. But you've got options to your right that you can do a 180 to. That's part of the reason why we learned to do 180.
Traffic, 4925, November, entering left.
I just didn't think I had,
16
So we say again.
I just didn't think I had option back there. It's just too much stuff.
Traffic,
Got it.
Grumman 838.
That's fair enough. You're making a judgment call, right? There's no perfect answer.
Final 16 over the pond, number 2. Looking for the left base traffic.
Try and bear in mind that as you're flying, you're going from spot to spot as potential forced landing spots. And you might pick your route and your altitude based on that.
Okay.
Chairman's actually midfield downwind, so it's you're clear helicopter. Bend traffic, Grumman 838, clear 16 at Alpha 5.
Bend air traffic, helicopter 40 kilos, about 4 miles to the south, looking to join a right downwind for 16 bend.
Don't forget to get the altimeter setting and the winds.
Speed.
That's probably what I do. As soon as I make my inbound call, listen for a second, get it out there before it gets too hectic.
Airport. Automated weather observation 1716 Zulu weather. Wind calm. Visibility more than 10. Sky condition clear below 12,000 feet. Temperature 20 Celsius. 2.9 Celsius. Altimeter 2.997 inches of mercury. Remark. Density altitude 4,800 feet. And traffic 21145 waiting for helicopter.
What?
I don't know.
You want to just do a 180 in there?
If it works, yeah.
Bandera traffic star 4925 November, left base 16 at bend.
More like South Green Street.
Okay, I got the base traffic in sight, the left base traffic in sight.
Bend traffic 21145, departing 16. Bend traffic star 4925 November, turning final 16.
Wow, you see that? With the guys on final, that guy's just rolling out for takeoff.
It was right away.
The guy that's on Man, it's a hard one because he's just pulling up. I would say the guy on final.
The guy on final has right away, even if traffic on the ground, but he's not to use it to force people off the runway.
Right.
I wouldn't be surprised if you get a go around cooler in a second. Oh no, looks like he's midfield down. Just watch out for him making a right, early right turn.
Bender traffic, Helicopter 40 kilos on a high right downwind for 16 at 4,500. We have the airplane that just took off in sight, Ben.
Good.
The traffic Helicopter A3 Hotel is on Bravo taxiway at the intersection of Bravo 5, parallel 16, Ben.
Better not turn into me.
Okay, Sturman's on the ground between.
Traffic Helicopter A3 Hotel is taking off Bravo taxiway, parallel runway 16 for left close traffic, Ben.
Yeah, I see him.
And the helicopter's taking off Bravo for left close traffic.
Okay. Alright. That guy better get off here.
Is that enough altitude for this?
Yeah, just about. Up a little bit more. Bender traffic, Helicopter 40 kilos on a high right downwind for 16, the speed direct final, simulated engine out spent. Wind. We have a little crosswind. One on top green tree. Have my carby, come on carby. Bring those up.
Here a bit. Maybe you want to get a little bit closer to the runway maybe. It might be, well you'll see. You'll see on your glide. You might be a little bit far out from the runway.
Speed 7 to the engine out in 3, 2, 1.
The traffic Helicopter A3 Hotel is westbound wind 16, Ben.
Watch the nose in the turn. Look at your spot. See, do you need to tighten it up or not? How are you going to make it?
I got it.
This is Helicopter Southwest 29er Zulu.
I got it.
Radio check.
Okay, 200 foot check just about.
7529er Zulu, you're loud and clear. Thank you very much.
100 foot check.
Ben Unicom Cutlass
Good.
6290, radio check please.
Hold the collective now.
And flare.
Keep in the flare, keep in the flare. And level. That was good. Good job. Up to you. You want to do something else? You want to work on that again? You want to...
Let's do it again.
Alright, let's go. That was good.
Bender traffic, Helicopter 40 kilos taking off runway 16 for right close traffic, Ben.
Once we get to about that 100 feet, try and be a little bit... I mean, you're making last minute adjustments, make them small.
Helicopter A3 Hotel left base.
And, you know, because you're about to get into the flare, you don't want to have stuff trending up and down. It just makes it more complicated, more difficult. But one thing to think about, when you're in that, when you start that flare, look at your RPMs and your airspeed. If they're both low, you can be more aggressive with the flare.
Okay.
Otherwise, you're going to just the ground with no RPMs.
All right. No, I like that distance from the airport. I mean, I really give me some room to turn and
Good.
do some
All right.
easy.
Traffic 6290, Vic, taxiing Pro Air to 16 via Alpha Band.
And right now, you need to just work on a way that's going to be good for you to do consistent 180s. You and I have done left 180s. I'm sure we've done at least a couple.
Yeah, we've done a couple.
Only thing on the left is you don't have such a good visual on your spot.
Okay.
Otherwise, it's all the same.
Right, left, center.
And bear in mind the crosswinds, because that's going to make a difference how close you want to be and
Right.
how much you need to, how much you're going to lose just trying to get back to the airport. Or if it's coming from the other way, it's going to push you across the runway, and you're going to have to make a tighter turn.
Okay. Bender traffic, Helicopter 40 kilos on high right downwind for 16 spin.
The traffic Helicopter A3 Hotel taking off 16, right close traffic, man. And traffic Helicopter 7425 Tango, 5 miles to the northeast, southeast bound, 4,700, be operating 4,700 below.
Born on top green screen. Definitely carby. Definitely carby. Bender traffic, Helicopter 40 kilos on high right down for 16, speed direct final, simulated engine out, Ben.
get an extra couple of 100 feet. You were very close to me aiming to do the go around because you weren't over the runway at 200 feet, okay?
Okay.
Airplane, helicopter on final or whatever, you're fairly readable.
Alright, try again.
What?
He said you're barely readable.
Oh, can you get...
Helicopter 40 kilos on a high right downwind for 16. We're making a direct turn to final simulate engine out. Is that better?
Yeah, we can sort of hear you. It sounds like a helicopter.
Okay, let's squeeze the engine out. 3, 2,
Helicopter 83 Hotel is right downwind, 16 then.
Check your spot. Don't let the nose drop too much.
Send traffic, medevac, Pilatus 852, Alpha Lima, taxi for departure, runway 16 then.
I got it.
Okay, 200 foot, continue. Now if you're going to go over, you can get a little bit of an S-turn in.
Traffic, helicopter 7529 Zulu at leading edge. Lifting up, taxiing to Alpha 2 for 16 then.
Traffic, helicopter 83 Hotel is high right downwind to final, runway 16 for simulated engine failure. We have the helicopter inside, no factor, Ben.
Head over, but that's got to be 200 feet.
Yeah, you're probably out of the limits there. Want to try again?
Hold on. Yeah.
What's your power? You're a little bit of a high hover to be doing right pedal turns when we're
Okay.
a bit power limited. I don't know if it'll work, if this will work out, because we've got 2 planes lining up, and we've got a helicopter in the pan too. We'll see. Come over center line.
Better driving helicopter 40 kilos taking off 16 for close traffic then. So when I do have,
Yeah, go ahead.
when I'm going over, what is it that I do?
So as you turned, right, you should be able to eyeball your spot. And if at that point it looks like if you turn you're going to overshoot, you can extend a little bit and kind of overrun the runway and then come back. That'll bleed off some distance. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
And some altitude.
Operating 4,600 below.
That's where I really need you to be. Airspeed, RPMs, attitude, and spot.
Taxiway parallel 16 taking off, right close traffic then.
And that'll get you to a better idea about what you need to do for the second half of the turn.
Traffic, helicopter 83 Hotel taking off 16, right close traffic then. Correct and left traffic. We have departing off of Alpha site.
Okay, so when you make the right turn, watch out for that Alpha.
Moving into position on 16 straight out.
10 traffic, Sky 7745 Golf, 5 miles east, 5,000 feet, entering on 45 runway 16 again.
Better traffic helicopter 40 kilos on the right downwind for 16 then.
Keep coming up.
Ben traffic, Cherokee 7 rolling on 16.
Ben traffic, medevac, Pilatus 852, Alpha Lima is positioning on runway 16. We're going to depart after the Cherokee. The traffic, helicopter 83 Hotel is high left downwind, runway 16.
Probably just turn, check over your right shoulder a little bit more.
Ben traffic, helicopter 7529 Zulu turning right crosswind to right downwind for 16 then.
Think we'll have room?
I hope so. We're ahead of 83 Hotel, I believe. I can't see him though.
The traffic, helicopter 83 Hotel is high left downwind and final will go Bravo taxiway parallel 16. We have the airplane on the runway inside, no factor, Ben.
What do you want to do?
Okay, well, this isn't going to work out because we've got an aircraft behind us, so let's just do a downwind, we'll do a straight in, okay?
Yeah, sounds good.
You can start coming back down to full on. What I should have said is, what would you do?
Yeah. Okay, I got it.
So you're already below 18 inches, now would be a good time to get that carb heat pulled up. You got kind of a lower workload right now.
Okay.
Why don't you try and make a slightly late entry and then do some S-turns to try and deal with it, okay?
Okay. Been air traffic helicopter 42 kilos on a high final for 16 you'll let you know, Ben.
So the downwind traffic?
Yep. More like that hot during carb good.
Mid traffic, Sky 7745 Golf, 3 miles southeast, entering on 45 for runway 16.
Out to 3, 2, 1. Overflight, right pedal. Catch.
Anything. Deliberately put some, even if you're going to hit your spot, put some S-turns in.
Ben traffic, helicopter 7529er Zulu is turning right base to
Build
final
on
for
the turns.
16, Ben.
Okay, recover the RPMs. Okay, 100-foot check, continue. Actually, it looks like it's going to work out pretty good, doesn't it?
Yeah.
So you got lowerish RPMs, so you're going to be a bit more aggressive with the flare. Not getting any more out of it. Roll on, keep the flare. As we get low, level. That was nice.
Yeah, it was.
You want to try for one more 180?
Yeah. And maybe do a steep after that.
Oh, yeah, actually, that's something we should definitely do. We should have done that instead of that straight in, but never mind. We'll get that. And we'll do a max performance. In fact, actually, you know what? I think we should probably do those too, because we haven't done them. We've done 180s and straight-ins. Let's do a steep approach and a max performance. That'll probably be about done.
Well, how about we do a steep approach, max performance for takeoff, and do 180 to the land?
And traffic, Sky 7745 Golf, left downwind, runway 16, full stop, Ben.
That'll work.
You make a takeoff cool?
Center traffic, helicopter 40 kilos on upwind of 16 for regular traffic then. Yes?
Did you?
Yeah, I just did.
No. GoPro knows all.
GoPro does.
With 500 feet though, you don't get much time to get those S-turns in to be rolled out at 100 feet, but so you've got to be early detection if you think you're going to go long, you've got to make the turns early.
So the point that I was at, I thought we did it just fine without good entrance, but that's still a little far, so I just gotta do it a little bit earlier to hit my spot.
Left turn out, Ben.
So I'm always going over.
And traffic, Sky 7745 Golf, turning left base, runway 16, full stop, Ben.
And then this guy's going to roll.
Traffic, helicopter 7529er Zulu is taking off 16, departure to the south end.
Yeah, this works out. Hold off the call for this guy, let this guy get it out if he's going to. Alright.
Better go helicopter 40 kilos and right downwind for 16. We have the base traffic tight bend.
Just about get out. Is that crazy blue? That is.
No, it's not.
Is it not?
That's Cessna.
Oh, he does. No, he does. He flies a tail dragger with a blue trim on it. High wing Cessna.
Oh yeah, that is him.
No radio calls. Here I go.
That really grinds my gears.
The purist. He's like, I don't need a radio.
Know what that is?
I don't know. I don't know what it is. I think he has got a radio. I have heard him. He just he picks and chooses his time.
And 3 left center.
So if it works out, maybe we'll go to Bravo. That would probably be best, actually.
You got it.
That gives us room for air taxi quick stop, max performance, and then a very quick pat back to there. So you're going to be tight for that run-up area.
Ben traffic, helicopter 7425 Tango, about 3.5 miles to the east, inbound for a left base for runway 16. Ben.
Where's your spot?
Better traffic, helicopter 40 kilos on high final for Bravo taxiway, parallel 16 then. It's going to be the second intersection.
Okay, alright. Remember, aim for the very start of it. Allow yourself the fact that you probably will overshoot
Traffic,
slightly.
helicopter 7529er Zulu is 2 miles to the southwest, reporting southwest, 4,200 traffic.
Looking pretty steep to me, so come back lower collective.
Plus it's called steep approach, right?
It is, but just remember, it only has to be steeper than normal. If you make it too steep, you're going to make it too hard for yourself to get in there, especially once you get below 30 knots. So you're kind of
on Bravo taxiway up towards the south end. Inbound helicopter, just want to make sure you can see it.
That's you.
Okay.
You did see him, right?
Crab's just going to go over.
Yep. Did you see the helicopter, by the way?
Helicopter 7425 Tango. About 2.5 miles to the northeast. Inbound for a left downwind, runway 16 at 4,500 feet. Left base. Then.
I didn't know.
Yes, don't get to look the whole length down, in case we have to go around, you know. Okay, let's see how close that was.
Air tail clear?
Yep.
Not bad.
Yeah, we'll have to have, I think you have to be a little bit closer than that for your
Okay.
Okay, let's see if we can get max performance from here. Let's say that we're going to go for a 1, 2, 3, 100 feet, so 3,520.
Well, look at my power I'm pulling already.
Yeah, she's got carby in, so you can pull an extra 1.5 inches on it, or we can lower your carby a little bit. Okay, I'm identifying your carby. We'll lower your carby down a little bit.
All right, what about that helicopter? Can we...
So we'll just say we have you guys in sight. We'll stay to the left of you. That's A3 Hotel, okay?
Center traffic, helicopter 40 is going to be taking off. Bravo taxiway, A3 Hotel. We have you in sight. We'll stay to the left. Bend.
Double check that there's nothing taking off on the runway.
Bend traffic, helicopter 7425 Tango. Turning final for runway 16. Bend.
All right.
And also, you really should let them know if you're going left traffic or not.
I don't like this.
Keep going. Another 20 feet and you'll be clear.
I think we did it.
Okay. Then what do you do?
Airspeed.
Yeah, and just remember, do not descend. Push forward, get that airspeed, that performance, get in a better place on the height velocity diagram. Stay left of 8.3. Really, really climb up. Maybe we can get a left 180 in.
Okay.
And clear of your right side. Make sure there's just nothing taking off or landing off radio.
I don't see it.
So, set. Go ahead.
Center traffic, helicopter 40 is making left traffic for 16 bend.
But you need to know. They need to know where you are.
Okay.
Keep us climbing up another 100 feet, and then we'll go to left downwind, high left downwind. One thing I would say before you make that actual takeoff call.
Grumman 28838. Line up and wait.
Okay.
16.
Good to turn.
Left center right.
Yeah, as I was saying, before you make the actual takeoff call, pedal turn, make sure you're clear. Make sure no one's on final, no one's taking off.
Okay.
Really visually check that. Looks like we've got a helicopter or an airplane or something about, it's a helicopter about Alpha 5. So climb, climb, climb. Let's get that extra few hundred feet. The Grumman's going to take off behind the helicopter.
Never find Carby. Better traffic, helicopter 40 kilos on high, right down one for 16. High left down one for 16, bend.
Bend traffic, helicopter 7425 Tango, clear 16.
You'll need to get that
traffic, Grumman 28838, departing 16, straight up.
There's a Grumman. If you want to make your call and tell me I'm in sight once you make our call for final.
Okay. Better traffic, helicopter 42 is on left downwind, direct to 16, no engine out. We have the aircraft taking off in sight, bend. Speed into engine out. 3, 2, 1. Lower like this, right. Catch.
Catch the build as we come around. Good control of the attitude.
Traffic, helicopter 7529 Zulu is 6 miles to the southwest, pointing southwest at 4004. Then traffic.
What do you think? Airspeed's going to come back as we roll out. Watch that build. Watch that build. Okay, 100 foot check. Continue if you can get that RPM back.
I got it.
Okay. Flare, flare, flare. Okay, no more out of it. Keep the flare in. And then as the tail gets close, push forward. Alright, It's air taxi direct to leading edge.
Hold on a sec. Is that 200 feet, you think?
On the borderline.
Alright.
Watch that helicopter.
Okay.
Make an air taxi off 16 onto Alpha direct to leading edge.
Pinnacle, helicopter 40 kilo as air taxi on 16 north to south. Bend.
And how long are you going to be on the runway there?
You're getting off right now, you're sidestepping over to Alpha direct to leading edge.
We'll be sidestepping over to Alpha, Ben.
That was weak and unreadable. Ben, traffic, helicopter 3067 Papa, taking runway 16 at Alpha 5. We're behind the other helicopter. We'll be right turn out.
Ready and quick stop.
Get over the runway, over the tarmac. So you've got something wrong with your mic. People aren't hearing you very well. Or maybe it's this radio, because I can hear you okay.
What do you want me to do?
Okay, ready and quick stop. Level.
Ben, traffic, copter 67 Papa, just lifted runway 16. Looking for departing traffic.
This is helicopter 40 kilo. We have the aircraft on 16. We've sidestepped over to Alpha. We have you in sight. How's this radio sound?
Better, much better. Thank you. 5 by 5.
Yeah.
Traffic, copter 67 Papa, lifted 16. We're right crosswind departure to the west. Ben.
How much time do we have?
We have about 5 minutes to be on the ground. If you want to do a hover auto or a slope. Actually, slopes are not great on this side.
Do a couple hover autos.
Okay. So did you understand what I was saying though on the 16? I wanted us to get air taxiing straight across, not air taxi on the runway.
Oh, I didn't know. Okay.
I think it might be that your door's off. I think that's really what's interfering with your radio call, but I can hear it pretty good. Just make sure you slow it down and you're very clear.
Okay. Bender traffic, helicopter 40 kilos over the bend side, operating. Bend. I don't know what the hell that meant, but...
Bend sign on Alpha.
On Alpha, right.
Operating over the bend sign on
traffic, copter 67 Papa is southwest of the airport, about half the way to Pilot Butte. Departing southwest bound.
Wind shifty around, a little bit on us.
Yeah.
Traffic helicopter, sunflight 29 Zulu is 10 miles southwest. Over. Departing south over Highway 97.
And 3, 2, 1.
Ben, traffic, helicopter 7425 Tango.
Nice.
Bravo 4 to Alpha 4. Ben.
All right, let's put it back.
Yeah.
Let's end on that. That's good. You've gone, everything we've done, I think you've done a really good job on.
That's a steep approach. I wanted to do another one, but we don't run the time, I guess.
Yeah.
Well, that's up here.
So on the steep approach, just aim for a little bit closer than you really want to touch down. That's one thing. Second thing is lose the altitude early before you get below 30 knots. So when you're at 40, 50 knots, get that collective down. Get a real good descent rate in.
Okay. Will the DP let me choose my spot? Because I'll just choose it a lot farther and just give myself a lot of room.
Yeah, but you have to choose it before you enter.
Ben, traffic,
Right.
helicopter 7425
Okay, once you've entered, you've committed to that spot.
At Alpha 4.
You can't modify your spot once you're already in it. So you say, okay, I'm aiming for the run-up area. This is steeper than usual. I'm going to enter the approach. When I start the steep approach.
Pilot Butte, departing southwest bound.
Stay your tails just off to the...
Oh, dang, that's really good. Let me just go one. A little bit back. Whatever.
That's when I fixed it actually. That turned your nose a little bit left on the touchdown.